Hi, I'm Anna, registered dietitian with FODMaP IBS We know it can be difficult knowing where to start and what to eat when beginning your low FODMaP eating plan. So we thought it'd be helpful to take you through your very first shopping experience, aisle by aisle. This is the first in a series of videos that will teach you how to eat healthy, be budget friendly, and most importantly, stay FODMaP friendly. So let's get started. One of the most important steps starts before you even get to the grocery store, and that's developing your low FODMaP meal plan and grocery list. A good way to start with this is to use the approved food list found in the members only section of the website. Making a list will ensure that you not only stay within your budget, so you resist those impulse buys as well, but it'll also make sure that you make it home with all the necessities for your low FODMaP eating plan. The key to stress-free meal planning on a modified diet is choosing whole foods as often as possible and just filling in the gaps with those processed foods just when necessary. A good place to start with this is going to be with the approved food list off the website. You'll notice that most of these foods are going to be found in the perimeter of the grocery store. That's where all of our grocery store tour segments are going to take place, and that's where we want you to focus on shopping in your local grocery store. So today, we're going to get started with one of my favorite perimeter aisles, and that's the produce aisle. The key to produce is making sure to buy it in season and on sale. In our winter months, foods like our citrus fruits, kale, and winter squash are going to be nice and in season, which means that they're going to be the most healthy at that time. They're also going to be the least expensive, which is great when you're working with a budget. You also want to look for produce that's on sale. So a great place to look for that at is at the very front of the produce aisle. That tends to be where they put their on sale produce so that you see it as soon as you walk in. When you walk into the grocery store, make sure you know where your priorities are at. Is it more important to you that you save time or save money? When we buy produce like bagged carrots or bagged lettuce that are already cut up and the company's done the work for us, we're going to pay a little bit extra for those because we don't have to do any of the work. If we buy something like whole bags of carrots or a whole head of lettuce, it's going to be a lot cheaper. But then of course we have to spend that extra time to cut everything up and get it prepped. So you have to make that decision. Save time or save money. Another opportunity to save some money in the produce aisle is to buy items in bulk. A bag of grapefruit is going to save you more money than if you were to buy a whole bunch of grapefruit individually. But you want to make sure that you don't buy more produce than what you can use in 1 week or before the produce goes bad. That's going to create extra food waste and waste extra money. Now I want to share with you some of my favorite FODMaP-friendly produce. This is a spaghetti squash. It's a type of winter squash, and there's many variety of winter squash that are FODMaP-friendly, but this happens to be my favorite. It's very versatile. You can use it in place of pasta, bread, rice, potatoes, any type of starchy carbohydrate. This is going to make a great substitute. The easiest way to make it is to poke holes in it with a knife and microwave it. Now you microwave it for about 4 to 5 minutes per pound of squash. Now this is a pretty small squash, but there's definitely larger varieties that you could use for feeding the whole family. A little tip is that when you go through the checkout aisle, they're going to weigh your squash to tell you how much it's going to cost because you'll pay per pound. So if you look at your receipt when you get home, it'll tell you how many pounds your squash was, so that lets you know how many minutes to microwave it. When you get it done, you just cut it in half lengthwise and you scrape out the seeds. They're very similar to what pumpkin seeds would look like. Once you get the seeds out, you simply run a fork along the flesh of the squash and it pulls out of there just like spaghetti. So it makes a perfect spaghetti substitute. So you could throw some low FODMaP spaghetti or some low FODMaP marinara sauce and some meatballs on top and you've got a delicious meal. The great thing is that it's only 45 calories per cup. So it's definitely a low calorie pasta substitute as well. I know this is hard to believe coming from a dietitian, but I haven't always loved eating my veggies. But did you know you can actually train yourself to like more fruits and vegetables? You just have to start with a little bit at a time. So when I started doing this with myself, I chose bell peppers. Bell peppers are super versatile. You can add them into soups, salads, sandwiches, wraps, really any place where it could use a little bit of extra color. One of the reasons I love bell peppers so much and I chose them to start on my vegetable journey is that they've got a very mild taste. Some of them even are a little bit sweet, like our red bell peppers, our yellow bell peppers. They're gonna have that sweeter taste, so more people are likely to like them. So bell peppers are a really, really great option. Carrot chips are another one of my favorites and definitely worth the little extra you're gonna pay for convenience. The great thing about carrot chips is that they're just that. They're carrots that look just like a wavy potato chip. So they make a great dipping vessel. So you can use these with a lactose-free yogurt dip, sweet potato hummus. These are a great option. Bananas are one of the most popular fruits. I'll give you an idea of some of the reasons why I love them so much. One, they're a perfect grab-and-go snack. They come already pre-packaged, ready to go, and you don't have to pay extra for it. Another reason why I like them, they can make a great ice cream substitute. All you do is take a banana, now preferably one that's a little more ripe than these, but you slice it up and you put it out flat on a cookie sheet. Stick that in your freezer for about 20 minutes, and then you're gonna put that into a high-speed blender. Now, you're gonna wanna blend that until it's about the consistency of soft serve. I like to throw some other frozen fruit in with mine as well, something like strawberries or other berries. Throw those in there, blend it up until it's the consistency of soft serve, and then eat it right away. It's gonna be a delicious ice cream substitute. Now you can freeze it and eat it again later, but it won't have quite that same creamy texture. Now when you get home from the grocery store, I recommend that you go ahead and take the time to cut up your produce and get it all ready for the week. This is gonna save you valuable time and energy during a stressful work week. So go ahead and get it chopped up, ready to go, and you'll be happy you did it later. If you need more tips or advice on anything FODMaP friendly, make sure to stop by and visit with Dr. D and I at the members only forum of the website. I can also be reached for private consultations in the members community. We'll see you around the aisles.